Good morning, everybody. Here it is, Monday morning, December 23rd, and it is the day before Christmas. And yeah, so we are going to be picking another card today. But the thing that I wanted to share about my musings, as you can tell, I always love doing some musings beforehand, is around this notion of, are we prepared? Are you prepared? And so in 2013, Rennie and I were living in Lyons, Colorado, and we had one of those 1,000-year floods come through. You know, Lyons sits right at the confluence of two rivers, the St. Vrain, coming in from two different places in the mountains, converging right in town to go out to the plains. And we had this massive amount of rain. I forget, it was like 7 inches or something like that. I mean, it was just pretty crazy. And there was a flash flood that night, and it flooded everything in the vicinity of the river. And, you know, our house was a little above, so we didn't get affected by that particular event. But Lyons became an island. All roads out were gone. The road out to the plains going east was completely flooded. I mean, you could not drive through it. And the two roads going up to the mountains, they were broken up and they had been destroyed. And so, you know, here we were basically on an island, and were we prepared? No, we were not prepared. The irony was that I had 3 5-gallon containers of water containers empty in our storage, you know, and so it was just a wake-up call for me to really look at, you know, how prepared are we for anything that comes our way. And so this was obviously a preparation of, do we have water in case there's an emergency? Do we have food in case there's an emergency? Do we have any kind of access to electricity, solar chargers or something like that? But then the other aspect of being prepared is, are we prepared emotionally? Are we prepared internally for anything that might show up? Just a few days ago, you know, as I was preparing to do this, suddenly the power went out. We had a power outage about 20 minutes before I was supposed to come live. And the question becomes, you know, and I had to ask myself, you know, how prepared am I for that? You know, to suddenly not have power. And yes, of course, it would have been sad to miss this 9 a.m. But really, more importantly, it's very cold outside. It's winter time, and not having heat. How prepared am I physically for that? And how prepared am I emotionally for that? And this idea of how can we become more resilient internally to anything that shows up is really such an important question to look at. And these life principles that we're going through are, for me, and I know for those of us who've been practicing it now for quite a few years, they are our foundation for anything, for being prepared for anything. Because, as you know, we pulled now Better Than You Could Ever Imagine several times, that is one of your most powerful anchors for being prepared for anything. Because remember, that principle is, no matter what the external evidence is, a flood came through your home, fires are coming toward you, you know, hurricanes, anything, how you hold in your perception that it's going to be better than you could ever imagine. And that is your anchor to stay right here in the present and being able to move through whatever shows up. See, there is no benefit to panicking in that moment. There's no benefit. It's just an energy waste to go into spin out emotionally. When you have an anchor that is so strong, a calm-centered anchor that is anchored in your perception, you can weather anything. So I was just musing around this whole notion of preparation this morning and how prepared am I, and when the power went out a few days ago, I would give myself probably about a C+. My immediate response was, oh no, rather than, oh, interesting, okay, let's see what we need to do. We want to train ourselves not to immediately go into the reaction part of it, but actually stay right here. We tend to spin out, and then we have to bring ourselves back. How about just staying right here, right now, rather than spinning out? So anyway, here we go. Here's our cards. I have my cards in my hand. I'm shuffling them. Let's see what shows up. We've had quite a few duplications over the, I don't know, 10 days that I've been doing this now. So let's see if we get a new one, or if another one, if one that we've already picked wants to be picked again. So tune in. And hold your perception that this is, that a card will be picked that is going to be your perfect card to focus on, your perfect principle to focus on today. So here we go. Passion! Passion, passion, passion. That's one of my favorites, as you can tell. I love the passion principle. So let me just read you a few, one paragraph, and then we'll discuss it just a little bit more. Passion is your birthright that no one can take from you, even when your passion is buried because it seems too frightening. Your passion can return again. It can return again today. Passion is a fire principle. Reclaiming your passion, you dance with the fire. You are never too grown up or old to touch that internal playmate that comes with the fire. You can always find it again. If it has been a while since you felt the fire, your passion may start out subtle. Accessing the fire all day long, however, it won't be subtle anymore. Drawing this principle, your birthright returns to fill your life with passion. So what is so important with this passion principle is, yes, it's the fire, it's a fire principle, and we tend to associate passion with a lot of external expression, and we watch people that are passionate about something, and there tends to be this feeling like that's an external thing. But one of my dearest friends once said that it is a quiet fire inside. And that was so powerful for me, because that's what it is. It's a life force. Passion is a life force, and it does not have to be a bonfire. It can be quiet embers that are burning inside, but they're a life source for you to go to anytime you feel like you're going into the doldrums, or think your life is going crosswise. Come back to that inner fire. One of the things that I did with our Life Principle training course is I took people into a little meditation where we went in and found the sacred hearth of where your passion is, that fire is, and we uncovered that fire, that the embers that are still there. Your passion is there, but we tend to have our passion squelched when we are kids. Especially when, you're an exuberant child, there's been a lot of, you're too loud, you're too much, you're too, and that over time quelches our passion. It's not, we will start believing and holding the perception that it's not okay to be passionate about life, to be expressive, to follow that which the inner fire is guiding you to. And so this principle is inviting you today to find that passion again, to find that fire, that inner fire. And it doesn't have to be for something external either. What you want to find is that fire for life, pure and simple. And I know it's been, you know, with everything that's going on in the world, it can be a little bit hard to be excited about what's going on right now. But when you can come back to your center, to your hearth, where that fire burns, that fire for your life, the fire to evolve, the fire to wake up, to make an evolutionary step, to step onto the field of possibilities of who we are as humans and who we can become, you can light that fire again. And then tied with the better than you could ever imagine principle, you can create your own reality within the larger reality. But you've got to learn to disconnect from everything that's going on outside. Disconnect energetically and not get constantly buffeted around. And that's one of the preparation things that you do, is you find the fire inside. So today, your practice is, anytime you are present to it, see if you can find your way down into your sacred fire passion room and start tending that fire. See if there's something that you can find, just a little spark of passion about. Be it your dog, be it you know, cooking, be it making Christmas decorations, whatever it is, tie it to that fire of passion and start tending it like you would tend any fire, and see what happens. And let that fire start coming out, that wild thing. So passion, our principle for today, and I'm very excited about that. So with that, I wish you a passion-filled rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow, Christmas Eve day. And yeah, have a magnificent day. Bye, everybody.